Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we live. And let's continue our NFL Mount Rushmores by position. Been doing them daily, where we're taking a look at each position, trying to name the four best players at that position in NFL history. Today, we're going to do linebackers. Now, I thought about, separating middle linebackers from outside linebackers. In the end, became too challenging. I'm just going to do linebackers as a whole, which makes this super challenging because there are a lot of viable linebacker candidates, many in the Hall of Fame, but I will attempt to name the four best in NFL history as a subjective list. Let me know in the comments who you would include at the end. I'll name a bunch of honorable mentions. After I name the four players. Players are named in alphabetical order by last name. They are not ranked. Let's start with the great Dick Butkus. Butkus was drafted third overall in the 1965 NFL Draft by the Bears, inducted into the Hall of Fame, first ballot in 1979. Played 9 seasons with the Bears, starting all 119 of his appearances. For his career, he intercepted 22 passes, had 11 sacks, recovered 27 fumbles, 1 for a touchdown. Tackles weren't really a statistic back then, but we could see that he was thought of as one of the best linebackers for much of his career, a 5-time first-team All-Pro, named to the Pro Bowl in each of his first 8 seasons from 1965 to 1972. Butkus had MVP finishes of 4th, 5th twice, and 6th in his career. 5-time first-team All-Pro. Had at least 1 interception in each season in his career. 4 seasons with at least 3 interceptions, including a career high of 5 as a rookie. Part of the NFL's 100th anniversary team, as well as the 75th anniversary team, part of the NFL's 1960s and 1970s all-decade teams. His number 51 is retired by the Bears. Dick Butkus, the first member of the Linebackers Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go with Jack Lambert. Lambert was selected in the second round, 46th overall in the 1974 NFL Draft. First ballot Hall of Famer in 1990. Played all 11 of his seasons with the Steelers, playing in a total of 146 games. Lambert had 28 interceptions for his career, recovered 17 fumbles, including 8 fumble recoveries in 1976. Pro Football Reference credits him for 23 and a half sacks. He started his career named the Defensive Rookie of the Year in 1974, and in 1976 was named the Defensive Player of the Year. He also had Defensive Player of the Year finishes of 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 7th twice. The year he won Defensive Player of the Year, he finished as the runner-up for MVP. Part of some excellent Steelers teams. Lambert won 4 Super Bowls with the Steelers. He, all in all, was named to 9 Pro Bowls for 9 straight seasons from 1975 to 1983. 6-time first-team All-Pro, including 5 straight seasons from 1979 to 1983. Part of the NFL's 75th and 100th anniversary all-time teams. Member of the 1970s and 1980s. All-decade teams. Jack Lambert, historic player in Steelers history, the second member of the Linebackers Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go to the most recent of the 4, that being Ray Lewis. Lewis was selected 26th overall in the 1996 NFL Draft. First ballot Hall of Famer in 2018. Played 17 seasons, with all of them coming with the Baltimore Ravens, playing a total of 228 games. Lewis totaled 31 interceptions, including returning 3 for touchdowns. Forced 19 fumbles, recovered 20, credited with 41 and a half sacks. 3 different seasons, 1997, 1999, and 2001. Led the league in tackles. He had a total of 13 seasons where he totaled triple digits in tackles in his career. Lewis was named Defensive Player of the Year both in 2000 and 2003. Also had Defensive Player of the Year finishes of 3rd twice, 5th twice, and 6th in his career. Won two Super Bowls with the Ravens, including Super Bowl 35, where he was named the MVP. All in all, Lewis was named to 12 Pro Bowls and was a 7-time first team All Pro. Some see him as the best middle linebacker of all time. Ray Lewis is part of the NFL's 100th anniversary all-time team, the 2000s all-decade team. Ray Lewis is the third member of the Linebackers Mount Rushmore. And let's end with a player that some consider the GOAT of all defensive players, that being Lawrence Taylor. Taylor was drafted second overall in 1981, inducted first ballot into the Hall of Fame in 1999. Taylor played 13 seasons, all with the Giants, 184 total games, 9 interceptions, returning 2 for touchdowns. Had a total of 142 sacks in his career, including 7 straight seasons from 1984 to 1990, where he had at least 10.5 sacks each season. In 1986, he led the NFL with 20.5. That season, he was named both Defensive Player of the Year and MVP, becoming just the second defensive player to ever win MVP, only behind Alan Page. No one has done it since. Taylor was also named Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie in 1981, so was also named Defensive Rookie of the Year that season, and 1982. Also, a Defensive Player of the Year finishes of 2nd, 4th, and 6th in his career. LT was just, an absolute terror for opposing quarterbacks throughout his career. Was named to 10 Pro Bowls, 10 in a row from 1981 to 1990, 8-time first team All-Pro, including each of his first 6 seasons. His number 56 is retired by the Giants. Part of the 75th and 100th anniversary all-time teams, part of the 1980s all-decade team. Lawrence Taylor is the 4th member of the Linebackers Mount Rushmore. So again, alphabetical order by last name. We got Dick Butkus, Jack Lambert, Ray Lewis, and Lawrence Taylor. As I mentioned, bunch of honorable mentions. So many great linebackers throughout the years. Some include DeMarcus Ware, Von Miller, Kevin Green, Derek Thomas, Ted Hendricks, Bobby Bell, Derek Brooks, Mike Singletary, Junior Seau, Ray Nitschke, Jack Ham, Bobby Wagner, Chuck Bednarik, Joe Schmidt, and Willie Lanier. Probably the hardest guy for me to leave off was Mike Singletary, but again, so many options. Again, let me know in the comments who you would have included in your Linebackers Mount Rushmore. So there you have it. Tomorrow we will take a look at the cornerbacks Mount Rushmore. And let me quickly state that to err is human. I accidentally forgot Mean Joe Green on yesterday's Mount Rushmore defensive tackles. I actually write all the players in notes on my iPhone. I accidentally deleted Joe Green. I write all the players that I think at least deserve honorable mention. I accidentally deleted Joe Green. Noticed too late. So Joe Green probably would have made my defensive tackles Mount Rushmore for either Bob Lilly or Alan Page. So, if you watch that defensive tackles Mount Rushmore, don't think I forgot Mean Joe Green. I did when I did the video, but, probably deserves to be on there. But, again, let me know in the comments you agree with my linebackers Mount Rushmore. Stay tuned for cornerbacks tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.